Hello everyone. Have you ever heard about an ancient relic called the Ark of the Covenant? Well, there are many theories regarding its whereabouts, but most people believe it was lost in history. However, some researchers think the legendary artifact may actually be hiding in Ethiopia right now. Recently, an author named Richard Casaro traveled to this country located in northeastern Africa and searched for this sacred chest. He looked everywhere from ancient churches to underground tunnels where it's said to have been hidden. But did he find the actual Ark of the Covenant at the end of his journey? Before we answer this question, let us tell you more about the mysterious box. Most Christians believe the Ark of the Covenant is a literal fulfillment of God's commands as described in the Old Testament. It was created by Moses during Israel's exodus from Egypt and served as a symbol of God's presence among them. According to the Bible, the box was made from acacia wood, overlaid with gold, and had 2 stone tablets containing the 10 Commandments inside. When the Israelites moved camp, the Ark of the Covenant went with them. Its presence was even believed to bring miraculous powers. Whoever touched it was stricken, and anyone who looked inside was blinded. That's why only the high priest was allowed to open the lid twice a year on Yom Kippur. Throughout history, there have been conflicting accounts of when and how the Ark was lost. Some say it was destroyed by the Babylonians in 586 BC, while others claim it was taken to India or Antarctica. What's certain is that no one has seen it since the days of Nehemiah. This led to speculation that the Ark might be hidden somewhere in Ethiopia, and not just anywhere, mind you, but in a remote village known as Oxum. According to legend, the Ark was brought here by the Queen of Sheba. After Solomon's death around 930 BC, she apparently kept it in her own palace before passing it on to her son, Menelik I. He then took it to the capital city of Oxum and established a dynasty known as the Solomonic line. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church claims descendants of this line still hold the Ark today. They also say it will remain in Ethiopia forever and never be shown to non-believers. Richard Casaro wasn't the first to search for the Ark in this country. In the 1970s, a British explorer named John Boring interviewed several high-ranking members of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. They told him the Ark was in their possession, but refused to allow him to see it because he wasn't Jewish. Years later, Casaro came across these reports and decided to take a trip to Ethiopia himself. His research led him to believe the Ark was hidden in the Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion, which is why he went there in 2021. Upon his arrival, however, he learned it would be impossible to see the Ark. Apparently, only one monk was allowed to look at it under the condition he never revealed its location. Despite this setback, Casaro continued his investigation. He visited several monasteries and spoke to priests who claimed they knew the Ark's whereabouts. According to them, it was hidden in a secret chamber, accessible only through a trapdoor beneath the main altar. At this point, you may be wondering why anyone would go to such great lengths to hide a box. Well, the answer lies in an ancient prophecy. It said, whoever finds the Ark of the Covenant will become the ruler of the world. Of course, this hasn't happened yet, but many believe it will when the Messiah returns. So naturally, those guarding the Ark want to make sure it stays hidden until then. Casaro wanted to see it for himself so badly he even offered to convert to Judaism. Unfortunately, he was denied access nonetheless. He then turned his attention to other possibilities and began investigating rumors that the Ark was hidden in a secret tunnel under the city of Oxum. Legend has it, a queen hid her treasure down there during the reign of the Portuguese Empire. It was said to be filled with gold, jewels, and ancient artifacts, including the Ark of the Covenant. Casaro teamed up with a team of archaeologists to dig up the site. After weeks of hard work, they finally found something. To their surprise, however, it wasn't a treasure trove of riches. Instead, they uncovered the remains of a church that dated back to the 4th century. While this wasn't exactly what they were hoping for, it was still exciting news. After all, the church was built over a tomb, and there may be mummies inside. The discovery was especially important because no one knew the church even existed until now. It could rewrite history and teach them a lot about early Christianity in Ethiopia. But unfortunately, their funding soon ran out and they had to stop digging. Casaro didn't give up though. He returned to the US and raised more money before going back to Oxum. This time, he hired a team of experts, including archaeologists, historians, and an engineer. Together they spent 3 months excavating the site. Their hard work paid off when they found a series of tunnels beneath the church. One of the passages contained a large number of clay jars, some of which still had human remains inside. The team carefully examined these remains and discovered they belonged to men, women, and children. It seems like the tunnel was used as a burial chamber. Although the discovery was fascinating, none of the bones were older than the 13th century. This meant the church was built much later than previously thought, and there was no way it was here during the time of Solomon. As you can imagine, this was a huge disappointment. However, the team found more evidence of ancient activity nearby. There were traces of a wall, a road, and foundations left over from previous buildings. All of this suggested the city of Aksum was much larger than historians believed. After 4 years of searching, Richard Casaro still hadn't found the Ark of the Covenant. He decided to visit the Ethiopian National Museum in Addis Ababa as a last resort. Here he saw a collection of ancient artifacts that had been gathered from various churches throughout the country. One item in particular caught his eye. It was an ornate chest covered in gold leaf and precious stones. Although he couldn't see inside, he felt in his heart that it was the Ark of the Covenant. When he asked museum officials about it, they told him it was just a replica. Needless to say, Casaro was disappointed. But recently, new evidence has surfaced that may prove the Ark is real and in Ethiopia. An archaeologist named Livius Burhan has discovered ancient texts that support the country's claim. The documents date back to the 15th century and tell the story of how the Ark of the Covenant arrived in Aksum. They also mention a secret place where only the keeper of the Ark knows the way. While these documents are certainly intriguing, they haven't been accepted by everyone. Many scholars argue they're nothing more than a collection of myths and legends. For example, there's no mention of where the Ark was hidden once it arrived in Aksum. This doesn't seem very realistic, considering how important the chest was to the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. You have to ask yourself why they would go through all the trouble of bringing it to the city, if they weren't going to protect it properly. There's also the fact that no one has ever seen the Ark for themselves. It's always kept under lock and key, and any photos or videos are considered fake. While this may seem suspicious, it's important to remember that the Ark is a holy object. Those who guard it believe showing it to non-believers will desecrate its power. It's possible they're just trying to protect it from harm. In the end, we may never know for sure if the Ark of the Covenant really exists. If you want to learn more about this mysterious artifact, we highly recommend checking out our video on the top 10 crazy facts about the Ark of the Covenant. There you'll learn about everything from its miraculous powers to the curse it supposedly brings upon those who touch it. Click the link above to watch the video now. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on any of our latest updates. And if you're still not sure if the Ark of the Covenant is real, leave a comment below with your thoughts. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.